football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
If you're drunk, blasted,
intoxicated,
ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better.
Opening drive.
Shorty, she better than all my
intentions. 5 years running. It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Well, brutal with a little optimism. Is that fair? A brutal loss, a tough loss, a snatch loss from the jaws of victory loss, a wow, that was such a good day until the fourth quarter. But optimism for what happened all the way up to that, but with a long way to go. Can't wait to hear what you have to say. Good morning, boys and girls. Merry Monday, the final Monday of August. Football season is underway. 0-week opened on Saturday. Lobos up by 17 on Montana State. 2 defensive touchdowns. And then missed 2 field goals, drop 2 third-down conversion passes, give up a 93-yard touchdown run, and see Montana State walk out with a 35-31 win. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. How you living?
Well, what'd it do?
How have you been telling people? Like everybody I've talked to, the Lobos, we had a fantasy draft yesterday. Everybody wanted to talk about the Lobos. People text me from all over the country. And I said, yeah, it's a brutal loss. Like, that was a tough loss. Walking out of there and the people, it was almost like, gosh, we've seen this story before. Like, the crowd stayed till the end. And they were excited, and damn it, I feel like this walking out again. But I felt like, okay, but there was a little optimism. I don't know where that optimism shows up as I look at the schedule over the next 3 games. But I saw a football team that looked prepared, looked well coached, executed well. But, JJ, you've heard me say this a million times. Players make plays. And when it matters, and I get it, it was windy and the laces were turned, and players make plays. And when you miss 2 field goals, when you drop 2 third down conversions, it's the recipe to get beat, and they got beat. And maybe, we'll talk to Bronco later today. You have to learn how to win. But that was the recipe to get beat, and players make plays. And sometimes they don't.
What you're saying is correct, but it's going to fall on so many deaf ears. because it was already cash out time Saturday night after that game
For
the fans that are on the fence.
well,
They're not sticking around for more of this. To be all right, you had bring in Bronco Mendenhall, you're up 17 and you blow a lead at home to an FCS team, and
To
no
an
one
FCS
cares
team,
after the
yeah.
fourth ring FCS team, and they're going to be playing for a national championship
they may.
at the FCS level, potentially in the playoffs. It was just, here we go again.
Yeah, because it was a really familiar feel for fans, and I know, and it's hard, Okay, so it's a different coach, but it was the same feel for a lot of fans. I'm interested to hear what people say today. I really, really am interested in listening to the feedback and where Lobo fan is, because is that how you feel? I mean, do you feel, all right, here we go again? Because you saw a defense that scored 2 touchdowns. You saw a defense that got gashed for 362 yards on the ground by, as JJ just said, an FCS team, and you're not wrong. You saw an offense that moved the ball at times with a really, really competent quarterback, a good quarterback. And you saw an offense that couldn't score in the fourth quarter and couldn't convert on third down. So, JJ, you feel that way? Did you? I mean, is that because I'm really looking forward to hearing what people say today, because I walked out of there and I hurt for Lobo fan, but yet I was encouraged by what my eyes told me I saw for 3 quarters of football.
Yes, I think there's a lot of positives in terms of Devin Dampier didn't turn football over, completed a high percentage of his passes. I think there's a giant question mark with playmakers. You had the bomb to Luke Wysong.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
The 2 drops in the fourth quarter on third down were magnified, but there are some drops earlier in the game. Just passes that you expect to be completed.
Second drive, second down, Trujillo on the sideline, put it right there, and a drop. Yeah, I wonder how many drops total there was when they went and graded the tape.
So I was pleased with how much they trusted Dampier and leaned on him in the passing game. Some of it was changed a little bit when you look at the total number of plays in the game. Montana State runs 79, UNM ran 55, but they had 2 defensive touchdowns, so that kind of swings potential offensive possessions for the Lobos. But really, to me, it was in the second half, an area that I thought was going to be a strength for this team was going to be the defensive line. I like the defensive tackle rotation, potentially these guys being in better positions, just 4 down linemen, different responsibilities, and they knew it was coming, and they had no idea what to do with it, and that's the running game of Montana State.
And to your point, they knew it was coming, right? That's what they did. Yeah. And look, I thought there was some issues on containment a couple of times on the right side of the Lobo defensive line, guys getting wide, nobody home. And then the 93-yard gash was just brutal, JJ, at the end. You and I have had this conversation a zillion times. Is there something to learning how to win? I mean, you're up 17 at home in your opener, and I guess I know it's a brand new group of people, right? I know it's a brand new group of players. But is there something to? I mean, Montana State knows how to win. They've won. They
didn't falter. They stuck to the
flinch.
game plan. They kept running the football, and that running game opened up easy passes for their quarterback on play action. When he got out of the pocket and he had that 15-yard touchdown run, just things that they were confident, they stayed with it. And the answer to your question is, yeah, you have to figure that out. But how do you figure it out? It comes down to just doing it at some point.
Yeah, and just doing it means you got to do it. You got to taste it. This one hurt, man. This with Global Fan and my phone was going off like yours, I'm sure. Where are you? They're not home for another month. Opened up. Were you encouraged by what you saw? Were you obviously discouraged by the way it ended? But I mean, to JJ's point, are you out, or are you willing to let's see what happens? Next week it's Arizona. The next week it's Auburn. Then you come home and you get Fresno State. It's a tough run, man. It is a tough schedule. You only get 5 home games total. One's already done. Right? Global Fan, let's go. 505-246-0610. It was an interesting weekend in college football, JJ. Georgia Tech. I mean, that kind of turns things a lot upside down, not only in the ACC, but national. right? Florida State was supposed to be one of these contenders. Florida State was that team who got robbed last year. Florida State was the team who should have been in the playoff last year, and then they got run out of the Sugar Bowl or the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Was it Chick-fil-A Bowl? I think that's what it was. And then Georgia Tech stuns them. JJ, that's a huge win, or more so, bigger win or loss. I think it's a bigger loss, right, for Florida State than it is a big win for Georgia Tech.
Potentially, things are a little different now. 12-team college football playoff.
Right. But okay, so you ate that one early. That's not one you thought. You still got Clemson. Florida State's got to play Miami. Are you getting in with 3 out of the ACC? If you have 2,
probably not out of the ACC.
2 losses out of the ACC.
You can bring home that conference championship.
If you win the conference championship, you will. Yeah. Nevada. Did you watch Nevada SMU the other night? That was like watching the Lobo game. It literally was like watching New Mexico, Montana State. Nevada had SMU beat all night long. Had them on the ropes all night long. Beat them all night until they didn't. Until they made a mistake. Fair catch, called for on a kickoff at the goal line. He muffs it. That's a brutal rule, by the way. He muffs it on a fair catch, and so he can't run it back. He picked it up at the 1. That's where the ball was placed. Nevada started a drive at the 1, safety, and SMU outscores the Pack 16-0 in the fourth quarter and wins in Reno. They were, what was the spread on that game? 24.5 points. 24.5 point dogs, Nevada was. That quarterback looked good too. But another team has probably got to learn how to win. They're feeling the same way in Reno as you are in New Mexico. Although they had SMU on the ropes, a team that is in the ACC, and they had a real shot. And I'll argue with them, they should have beat them. They outplayed them all night.
Yeah, 2 fourth quarter double-digit leads.
Yep.
Blown by 2 of the 3 Mountain West teams that were in action.
Yeah, the 2 picked at the bottom of the standings when it all started. All right, lots to do today. Obviously, with the NFL preseason coming to an end, there's a lot of cowboy noise. We got local stuff to do. 505-246-0610. We're open for business today. Can't wait to hear what you have to say. Lobo fan, let's go. We think we're speaking with Bronco Mendenhall at 9 o'clock this morning. Looking forward to hearing what he has to say after looking at the video of the Lobo game over the weekend. And now looking forward, here comes Arizona next week. And you're going into Tucson to take them on. So let's go 505-246-0610. Your emails come in, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the Twitter or the X, it's _JJ Buck. And Adrian's producing the video on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and on Xfinity channel 26 and the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. When we come back, I got more thoughts. I know JJ does on Lobo football, how odd it was to blow a lead like that, and where do you go from here? And I want to hear what you think. Encouraged, discouraged, same thing, different thing. How do you feel? Because there were a lot of people mumbling under their breath as we were walking out of University Stadium the other day. Hey, how's your vehicle? Look around. A little dirty? A little filthy? Take care of it. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. On the Spot Automotive Detailing will come to you where it's convenient for you, when it's convenient for you, and they will detail your vehicle. Inside, outside, around the rims, under the hood, everywhere. This is what the car dealers do. Remember the day you took it off the lot? Remember how good it looked and felt and smelled? That's what they'll do for you. And they come to you at your convenience. You don't go find them. If you're looking for window tinting, they're a certified 3M dealer. That means they have the best product in the market. Ask for ceramic tint. That blocks 99% of UV and infrared rays. Keeps your car looking and feeling cool so you can get the professional tint you need at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Go online, look at everything they got to do. OTSdetailing.com. That's OTSdetailing.com. You can book and buy there or give them a call at 505-859-2859. That's area code 505-859-2859.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505 897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction and safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, paint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, paint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Spread. We didn't really bet because we didn't put anything down. We all went 2-2 on the 4 games this weekend. Is that what you got us at?
I'm still going 3-1. He beat us on Georgia Tech, Florida State.
Yeah, but he took Montana State.
Oh, he did? So I had a typo on that.
Yeah, he took Montana State.
I don't think he did.
I got him down. I'm pretty sure he did it because he was contrarian. I'll ask him.
We'll check the tape.
All right, I got us all at 2-2. I got Stig winning with Georgia Tech and getting the 10.5 that went straight up. You and I both took Florida State. You and I both took Lobos, took the 13.5. I have Stig not taking that. We all took SMU laying the 24.5, and were horribly wrong. We all took Delaware State getting 39.5 at Hawaii. Hawaii won that game 35-14, so we all won that. But I'll check with them, or we can check the tape. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, 505-246-0610. All right, what did you think about the Lobo offensive line? They ran the ball for, what did New Mexico run the ball for? 152 yards. I thought, Devin Dampier didn't get sacked. I thought he did a good job. I thought they protected him well. I don't know if this is a different kind of a beast than we're going to see, certainly at Arizona and then at Auburn. But how did you feel about that new look offensive line?
I thought it was solid. They were playing without their starting center. Ron Singletary got hurt, so they had to shuffle things along the offensive line. So once the game started, you're able to see that he wasn't out there. They weren't really talking about that throughout the week, but they kept Dampier upright. You saw the escapability of Devin Dampier when he needed to get out of trouble. I think the offensive line is going to be okay. I think in the second half, they would have liked to run the ball better. That's one of the things Bronco Mendenhall was discussing with after the game, and that will help you win football games and you have a double-digit lead. So the numbers look okay, but I do think that when it comes to the run game, they'd like to see them be a little bit stronger in certain situations.
Eli Sanders seems to be the bell cow, huh? He got 17 of the, 17 and 8 is 25, so 17 of the 25 handoffs went to him. He had 93 yards. Naquari Rogers had 6 carries for 25 yards. And then the best running play was the naked bootleg, which Devin Dampier, I thought, just executed so well. The delay on the fake, I thought that was terrific. I thought they ran the ball okay. Offensively, they weren't spectacular. They weren't horrible. The 2 defensive touchdowns obviously were huge. But I looked at them and I said, okay, that's a competent offense for week 1.
Yeah, I think the 2 wow moments to me were the throws that Devin Dampier made. The first one to the Luke Wysong 53-yard reception where he threw it away from the defender, long throw downfield, and then he had another one on a play action where he pulled it and then zipped it to Wysong between 2 defenders. So you see that Devin Dampier can make the throws that you need to make to be a consistent, to be a good quarterback at the Division I level, plus his athleticism. And then I'm just still wondering, you look at pass catchers, and Luke Wysong had that 53-yard reception, but it's a whole lot of non-explosive plays in the pass.
So is Wysong your playmaker, and if so, is that good enough?
He was targeted 7 times. It's tied with Ryan Davis, but then you look at Ryan Davis, 7 targets, 3 catches, 21 yards.
Yep.
Bruckler caught all 4 of his targets, which is 30.
I love using the tight end. I love it.
But if you're not going to get anything over the top, then it's just going to be a lot of short yardage throws that will eventually come back to bite you because you're not getting anything going in your pass game.
Yeah. I haven't been able to watch the whole game. I started watching it. I got through about almost half of it yesterday, and then I didn't. I didn't see the fourth quarter, and that's what I really wanted to see. The missed field goals. Somebody told me that the first one, the laces were turned the wrong way. Is that correct? And then the second one was just the big crosswind. All I know is, man, you got to make field goals. And they love Luke Drzwicki's leg. They love the fact that he was able to hit the first one. Was it 40-something yards? 45 yards? But, JJ, I look at the mistakes in the fourth quarter, and players make plays, players don't. And that was the recipe for losses. I was sitting there and just getting this sick feeling in my stomach, and it felt way too familiar, watching a Lobo game. And they found a way to lose. And that's where you just got to find a way to win. But special teams, I don't know. What did you see from were you sitting upstairs in the press box?
So there was a ton of technical difficulties on Saturday, so I was here in studio.
Oh, really? So you watched the game on TV?
Yes, I did.
All right. How was the broadcast? You got Tim Brando on it.
It was fine.
Okay. Fair enough. I got a question on that. What do you think? This is from Mike, so you can answer this. because I haven't heard the whole game. He said, "What do you think of Montana State, Jeff Alou? I got tired of the announcers kissing the Bobcats' ass. They were okay, but size-wise, they looked like a 1AA team or Air Force. They didn't have a 350-pounder up the middle. Lobo football is going to see that the next 2 weeks. The concern for Lobo fan is they racked up 600 yards and weren't that kind of club that rushes the line and chunks the ball all over the court." Okay. I mean, were they kissing the Bobcats? I don't know.
They were complimentary of Montana State in the broadcast.
Well, this wasn't a Lobo broadcast. Yeah. Okay. How do you feel going into next week? Better or worse?
Worse.
You do?
Yes.
Because you think they're going to give up a lot of points. Yeah. I mean, defensively, you're like, okay, how are they going to stop somebody that really comes with a ton of firepower? Who's got a big offensive line? Yeah.
Now, there's the guard play for Montana State was great. Like, one of those dudes, I am the right guard. Like, he has a chance to sniff the next level. Like, he was fantastic. But you look down and you're 200 yards rushing in the second half.
Yeah.
When you had a lead, and they still were able to rush the ball for 200 yards and win the game.
All right. 505-246-0610. When we come back, the NFL preseason is in the books. There's still a lot of holdouts, boys and girls. Still a lot of holdouts. No NFL next week. You'll get your how'd your fantasy draft go? You go next Thursday is when it all starts. We'll get into some of the big stuff, the big stories from over the weekend, including the quarterback situation in New England. An injury might force the rookie to be the starter. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Channel.
This
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to
Just search KNML.
Trips on a tank full. We got it for you. To the Glorietta Adventure Camp's High Five Zip Line Adventure for 4 people. It's valued at over $500. It includes 5 sections of zip lines stretched above the Rockies, plus a $150 gas card. It's all brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Albuquerque. You can log on to sportsanimalabq.com and register. It ends on the 8th of September. So get registered and maybe win a trip on a tank full to the Glorietta Adventure Camp's High Five Zipline Adventure. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. NFL preseason has come to an end. A couple of things over the weekend, and I don't know that anything was mind-blowing. But Jacoby Brissett, who was in line and may still be in line to start for the New England Patriots at quarterback, injured his throwing shoulder in the first quarter of yesterday's preseason game against Washington. Head coach Gerard Mayo said he could have continued, but the plan was not to play him longer. I guess Mayo's going to talk again this morning. If he was asked last night if Brissett can't go, would Drake May be your starter? And the answer was, yeah, he's the second best quarterback on our roster, so he'll be the starter. Your feeling is with 2 weeks, I don't like to sit here and say I know what someone's shoulder is. I looked at the injury. I see the gentleman walk off wincing and holding his shoulder. I think there's a chance that he's not ready to go and Drake May gets to start.
There absolutely is a chance he's not ready to go. And this is one where I'm the Patriots. I think there's a reason that they were really pushing to give Drake May time because they realized this is just not a good roster. The offensive line isn't good right now. And of the rookie quarterbacks, it was Denver and New England. Kind of like, we'll wait and see. Should they put these guys out there early? You know, Bo Nix and the Broncos look a little bit further ahead offensively than where the Patriots are. And that doesn't mean that they're going to be a good team by any means, but that still is, it's huge when you're talking about putting a rookie out there that doesn't have the pedigree that there's a couple guys you figure, yeah, you're coming in right away. Like Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, no question about it. And there were some questions with these other guys. And it could be one where you look back and go, oh, how is there ever any question? Drake May comes in, looks really good. I think for the Patriots, the biggest thing is the coaches started to trust Drake May a little bit, and that's what it's about. You have to play, you got to practice, and it could be, and it's looking like it's going to be his start week 1 if it's a shoulder injury that to Jacoby Brissett.
All right, I think this was the most significant thing over the weekend, Deron Bland's injury. And this is a big loss for the Cowboys. He's an all-pro cornerback. He is set now to miss 6 to 8 weeks, stress fracture in his foot. He evidently experienced discomfort last week at training camp at Oxnard. They did some imaging to diagnose how severe it was, and the imaging revealed that he had the stress fracture and he'll undergo surgery to fix the injury. This was a stud last year, dude. This was the guy who led the NFL in interceptions. This is a big blow for the Dallas defense.
Yeah, so they're going to ask Jordan Travis to step up, be the number 2 corner along with Trayvon Diggs. Jerry Jones was discussing that they're kind of at the point where you're not going to get someone that can fill a hole like that. So you just have to shuffle with what you have with 2 weeks to go to the season. And you're right. This was one of the big things for Dallas is just the turnovers created for that defense. And you lose the guy that just had an unbelievable season. It felt like every other game was picking one off, taking it to the house somehow, some way. And it's more of those challenges for the Dallas Cowboys.
All right. Holdouts. Cowboys still, CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Ayuk still holding out San Francisco. Jamar Chase did go back to practice with the Bengals yesterday. First time he was at practice with his teammates, did some individual workouts on certain days before, but this was the first time he was a full participant in practice. And he was holding in. I think he's kind of come to the realization that he's not getting a deal, and he's got to play this year. And so if I'm going to play, I got to go to work.
This is one of the quiet ones of the offseason. Jamar Chase not being there, he was trying to send a message, but you're not sending a message to the Bengals. They don't pay anyone. They haven't paid anyone other than Joe Burrow, but they're not going to do things before they have to.
And this is 2 years early. And that's where this one is. This is 2 years early on this guy. And so I think you're probably right. All right, roster cuts, I guess, are going to come in now today. The deadline for roster cuts, getting down to 53, is tomorrow at whatever time it is. So it used to be, right, you would cut a few this week, and then you had final cuts. Now everybody's going from 90 to 53. I mean, that's 37 dudes in each locker room are out of work today. 37 times 32 is a lot of dudes who, as of by tomorrow, are out of work. That's 1,184 players who are, and there's a lot more that are sitting on the fence right now. Some are going to fall on the good side, some are going to fall on the bad side. That's a lot of dudes, man. That and you're already seeing, a lot of guys coming in. Falcons have released a lot of them. The Dolphins released Mike White, the quarterback. They save a bunch of money there. I'm looking just down some of the cuts already. I mean, I don't know. Would you rather be cut first or last? Lamar Jackson got cut. Did you see that? Lamar Jackson, the cornerback of the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, there's a dude named Lamar Jackson. But we'll watch these as they go through, and if there's anything significant. And then, everybody else is going to be looking at who got cut and do we want somebody, and we'll watch it. Keaton Slovis, the quarterback, got cut by Indianapolis. Tony, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Tony.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Life's grooving. What's happening?
I'll take the bad jokes over the Bill Belichick impression any day of the week from you. Okay, I really will. Okay, cue the drums. Okay. Anyway, at what point is enough with Brandon Ayuk?
Like a month ago. About a month ago. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay, and then at what point is it going to be enough with CeeDee Lamb? I would think the time frame for CeeDee Lamb would be a little longer because he's a better receiver. But at what point is it going to be enough with him too?
Well, enough to what? What do you mean, though? I mean, look,
trade him. Either sign him or trade him.
Well,
or
not.
Like we're going back with the Brett Favre thing. I'm going to retire now. I'm coming back. I'm going to retire. I'm coming back. I mean, the Brandon Ayuk one is the one that's just getting old. I mean, that
got old a month ago. But the deal with the team is, look, we got him under contract. He's making $14.9 million this year. You want your money? Come to work and play football. Like, you got a contract to come play. Like, I don't have to sign you. I don't have to trade you. I got a contract. And I'm negotiating and I'm offering you extensions as they have, and it hasn't been good enough to them. And they've got a limit because they know that they've got to sign a quarterback next year, and they're doing the numbers in their head. And they were like, okay, we got McCaffrey under a big contract. Debo's coming up. We're going to have to sign Purdy. There's only so much, and we're not giving it all to this guy. We're giving him a chunk, and he's not accepted. Well, we've hit our limit. So they've said it's enough. They don't have to trade him, and the guy's under contract. He's going to go to work at some point because you think he's going to walk away from $14.9 million as much as he loves money?
Le'Veon Bell did.
Yeah, he did. How'd that work out?
Well, not very well. That's true. That's very, very true. My next question, I'll make it quick, is for JJ. JJ, who do you trust more as our backup quarterback, Stidham or Zach Wilson?
Well, at this point, it might be Zach Wilson because it sounds like Jarrett Stidham is angling his way out of town after not being named the starter.
Yeah, I got a lot of that from my friends too. Oh man, Zach Wilson looked good. I saw that deep touchdown pass that he threw to, I think it was Johnson, but better safety play from Arizona, and that thing's picked off. Yes or no?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think what the Broncos are going to do though is try to angle one of these guys and maybe get a pick from someone that's desperate, because Sean Payton was saying that he is planning on keeping all three on the roster.
Yeah, he said today that Zach Wilson will make the 53-man roster.
All righty. Well, thank you for clearing that up, gentlemen. You guys have a great Monday.
Good day, sir. All right, 505-246-0610. That's where Tony called. So Zach Wilson is going to make the roster. Now, to your point, is he the trade bait or is it Jarrett Stidham? It's probably Jarrett Stidham because Stidham wants out. Zach Wilson's just happy to have a job, right?
Yes.
So I don't know where Jarrett Stidham goes that he thinks he's going to be in a better position. Did he get beat out right now? Is there a depth chart? Is Zach Wilson or Jarrett Stidham the number 2? Do we know?
I
think it's Stidham.
It would be Jarrett Stidham if they were
right
lining up tomorrow to start the season.
But where's he going to go? There's nowhere he's going to be a starter. There's nowhere that he's going to have a better chance to be a starter. This was his chance, and he got beat. So where does he think he's going? I haven't
be a starter. Nowhere.
There's
right
nowhere.
now.
So where's he going to go be a backup? But to your point, if someone comes sniffing around and says, "Hey, I'm Minnesota, and my depth chart at quarterback is Sam Darnold and then Nick Mullins, and I think Jarrett Stidham's better," then maybe that's where I go. Or, hey, I'm the New York Giants, and what is that? I got Drew Lock over there, probably, right? They got Drew Lock. I mean, whoever.
There's nothing right now that
right.
But if you never know, if Jacoby Brissett, they come back and they're like, "Well, broke his collarbone." That happens, or one of these backups gets hurt, and I think that was what Jarrett Stidham was doing when he was just trying to show confidence in himself, and he's out there after the game saying, "I believe I am starting caliber quarterback." Yada yada yada. Cool, but there's nothing right now. But if you're the Broncos, you feel that you have enough from those guys as assets, and you keep all three on the roster.
Yeah. All right, keep them coming. 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animal phone line and our text line. Your emails come in this morning, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com, and on the Twitter or the X, it's _JJ Buck. Local fans, still want to hear your thoughts on Saturday's loss, 34-31 to Montana State. What's coming up next? We anticipate a conversation at 9 o'clock with Bronco Mendenhall. Hey, searching for a venue for an event? You in charge putting together the holiday party, or you got a wedding, a convention, anything from 2 people to 20,000? Consider the Albuquerque Convention Center. Right in the heart of downtown Albuquerque, it is your ideal venue. They got diverse spaces, 600,000 square feet of diverse spaces. They'll handle anything you want, from intimate gatherings to grand expos and conferences. They got staff and service and beverage and food options that will go above and beyond. Your event will be a dream event. It will be tremendous. You've been to events there. I've been to many events there. What they do is spectacular. The service is great. The food is always good. Parking is right there on premises adjacent to the convention center, and it's easy to get to. Whatever it is you're looking to do, and it's not too early. And look, September's next week, man. Start planning your holiday parties and think of the Albuquerque Convention Center. Be at the center of it all. Look online for all your information at albuquerquecc.com or give them a call at 505-768-4575.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. I can show that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
For surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We can all unite against cancer at the Lobo Cancer Challenge at September 28th at University Stadium. Register now to raise money for the UNM Comprehensive Cancer Center. Every dollar that participants raise will go to fighting cancer right here in New Mexico. Register to bike, run, walk, or stair climb at sportsanimалabq.com. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. If you're in your fantasy football league and you drafted Jerome Ford, you're probably going to get at least 4 weeks out of him, JJ. Nick Chubb on the PUP, that's physically unable to perform list, out at least 4 games. And that puts, I had a draft yesterday, and I was going to take Jerome Ford, and he went a couple picks before, late in the draft. I mean, it's not brutal. I got to show you my team to see how I did.
Excited to see it.
Yeah.
It's the final countdown.
It's
fantasy draft season.
It was fun. So I was, where was I? I was sitting at an airport the other day, and I opened up the app, and I'm like, oh, let me do a mock draft. And I was like, all right, mock drafts are kind of fun. They go quick. And then I had the real one yesterday, and I don't know. I think I did all right. Well, I'll show you.
Sure you
team.
did.
You tell me. It's always one. I'm always that guy who goes a little off, probably like you. So the ratings on the app don't like you because you didn't take all their top guys, right? The next guy at the top. Well, which I'm fine. When the app doesn't think I got an A+, I think I did pretty well.
Yeah, and one of the changes that I made with fantasy football is I've kind of gotten away from the rankings, and I really focus more on where these players are going and trying to build your team value-wise. Because you can get caught up. We all have lives, we all have things we're doing, and you show up, oh, it's fantasy draft season, let me pull up my cheat sheet and just start going down. But I think one of the things that can really help you, if you have the time to check it out, which we're going to do on a fantasy football show tonight.
Plug.
30 Dudes Fantasy Football Show on YouTube. We're going to kind of break down our favorite picks each round. So if you're going through your draft, and as opposed to saying, oh, I need to get wide receiver 8 here, QB 7 there, what it looks like, the best picks for you rounds 1 through 10 to build your team, because that kind of gives you a feeling of what everyone else is doing, because it's not just pure ranking. It's all right, this is how drafts are playing out and what players are available to you each round of how you should attack things. And that's the beauty of fantasy football, though. Like, there's so many ways to do it. You have your different leagues with your friends and all different scoring types, and it brings us together, man. There's just something about fantasy football draft season. Gets the people going.
It was good to actually get together, too. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
I did something I never do. So especially in that league, I've always gone quarterback late. I think I took him either in the 4th or 5th round. Josh Allen was there. I'm like, well,
all right. You're going to have someone who's going to be battling for QB1 overall. That's
right.
Where you're going to have to get him.
Because I never have that top guy. So, yeah, it was fun. But if you guys, if you signed or if you drafted Jerome Ford, then you're going to get him for a little bit, because it looks like that's where this all came from. It looks like Nick Chubb is going to be out for a while. All right, 505-246-0610. Mike, you want to talk about that Lobo game the other day? Go, Mike. Good morning.
Oh, anyway, well, I've been sitting in that stadium since 1968 as a little boy when my dad took me to the first Lobo game. So what I saw on Saturday night was a couple of things. One, I was real impressed with how good the team actually was. He's done a good job of teaching those guys how to play football. But what he needs to work on is teaching them how to win, because they apparently don't know how.
Yeah, I think that's something
they didn't want to. See, and that's the difference between a team with tradition, like Montana State. They were never afraid to lose the other night. They never were. They kept playing hard. We got ahead and didn't care. It was really weird about how they self-destructed. But they did play well, and my expectations weren't really high this year. But I saw a lot of good football out of those guys. He's a really good coach. But, again, they need to work on attitude and closing the game out. That's it.
It's interesting, and Mike, appreciate it. So he said in a lot of ways what I said, just a different way. Players make plays. And I asked earlier, do you have to learn how to win, right? Teams, programs, players, people who have not won, do you have to learn how? When they were in position yesterday or Saturday, 17 points up in the fourth quarter at home against a good team, to put it away. You got to, like, JJ, you got to catch the football. Catch the football. You win games.
2 third-down drops.
I'll give you.
Right
Was the pass to Caleb Medford a little bit behind him? A little bit. You're a receiver. Receive the football. You got to catch the football. You got to make a field goal. Well, it was windy. I get it, man. It was windy for everybody. You got to make a field goal. You got to not give up a 93-yard touchdown run where even you got him pinned back at the 7. Like somebody was telling me yesterday, well, you know what? I felt okay still because they were having long sustained drive, let them eat up a bunch of clock. Players make plays. And in the fourth quarter, players didn't make plays. Now, they made plays in the first quarter. They made defense made, but they scored 2 defensive touchdowns, right? They made plays defensively. I thought Devin Dampier made a bunch of plays. The drive that ended up in the touchdown to Bruckler was good. His touchdown run was really good. I thought your quarterback played well enough to win, and his numbers should be better than they are. Catch the football. So Mike's not wrong. I thought they were well coached. I thought they wwere prepared. And it's interesting that he says Montana State wasn't afraid to win. And what did he say? He said, our guys, we were up 17-0 and ho-hum. I don't know if that was right, but I do believe the first part of that. I don't think Montana State was afraid to lose when they were down 17 points.
They weren't. They stuck to their plan, kept going on the ground, and took advantage of the Lobos' mistakes.
Yep. All right, Bronco Mendenhall, 9 o'clock. Looking forward to talking to the Lobo football coach after watching the tape and seeing what he thinks going forward. You can keep them coming on Lobo football, 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Football season's underway. Got to go out and tailgate a little bit. Good vibe in the parking lot. Always is, man. Wasn't super hot. Saw a lot of people. Good food, good drink. How you feeling after a 34-31 loss to Montana State? Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. So, tell you what we think. I'm interested to where you are with this, but thought that there was a lot of improvements. I think there's room for optimism. You got to learn how to win. I think players make plays, and when you have a 17-point lead at home, and then you miss 2 field goals, and you drop 2 passes to convert third downs and give up a 93-yard touchdown play, that's a recipe to lose a game. And is it just on those 5 things? No, probably not just on those, because you made plays early. Your defense was able to create points, turnovers. But, yeah, man, that's the recipe to lose games. And I'm sure the film session yesterday for Luke Wysong and Caleb Medford, while both made some plays during the game, that was a tough watch, huh?
It was. And, there's so many moments that go into it. The second half for the Lobos defense, when you see them put up 200 yards on the ground, they had the 93-yard rushing touchdown, which definitely was the momentum swinger, because just like that one play, they're within 3 points, third down drops. It's unfortunate that it's week 1 and there's a checklist of things the Lobos are not able to accomplish. You talk about it all the time, and it's something in sport. You have to learn how to win, and how do you do that? You just have to do it. You have to make that one play. You have to make that catch. You got to make that one stop that then you can say, hey, we know how to do this.
Yeah. And again, I thought they were well coached. I thought they were prepared. I thought, they came out, people were feeling really good. How do you feel? 505-246-0610. Rudy, good morning. You're on these Sports Animal.
It kind of sucks to lead for, 59 minutes and 50 seconds of a game?
Well, you didn't trail, at least at that point. You didn't lead the whole time, until you scored the first touchdown. But, yeah, you led the whole night. You led the whole day. Yeah.
It was a pretty quick pick up and score, and everybody's feeling good, and then the wind blows, and it's inexplicable what happens sometimes to football teams. But that said, that's a team, Montana State, that's won more than their share of games, and they know how to win. And they had, I think, 23 seniors, something like that, 30 seniors.
Yeah, a lot of players back. They were an experienced team that knows how to win, that didn't get rattled.
Yep. And they did exactly what they had to do to win. And so what our players have to do is focus on just little things, but little things turn into big things. And so the thing that's not okay is to get on your keyboard and ask that some kid do himself harm. That's not okay. And whoever did that and whoever started that social media thread needs to just grow up. These are young men. They're trying their best. No, they didn't make the play, but I bet you the rest of the season, those two players have great seasons. And I talked to some of the coaches after the game, and they said that's the thing that this team needs to learn how to do. And
is what?
Win. Just make the play to win. Yeah. You don't have to score the touchdown. Luke, Caleb, just catch the ball. Both of those are first downs. You run the clock out. You know, I thought some of the offensive plays were brilliant. That naked bootleg by Devin Dampier for the touchdown. That's as good a play as you can run. That fooled everybody. So we're going to get there. We have a great coach. We have a great coaching staff. And all that did is steel my resolve to do everything I can to help this team and this program. And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. All right, man. Good to see you the other day. Thanks, Rudy.
Yeah, I'll see you.
All right, 505-246-0610. Sherman, good morning. You're on The Sports Animal. Hello, Sherman.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, like every other Lobo fan, I was super, super excited, and then 10 seconds to go, I was very disappointed. This is my observation, though. You know, we have, 15 brand-new coaches and probably 60 new players and a short time to work. I'm not making an excuse. It's just the observation. They played a hell of a first half. The second half, no, they didn't. But I'm enthusiastic for the coaches and their players that this is going to come together this year.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. You take care, man.
See you, Sherman. All right. 505-246-0610 is how you get in today. 505-246-0610. Marty, you're up next. Good morning.
Hey, guys. We've seen it in years past where a lot of Lobo teams would start out great by beating this caliber of opponent. Now, this is a little bit better, though. Unlike other years, this is probably a little bit better caliber of, Division II or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what it's called anymore. But in the years past, we've seen it where Lobos, they win 54-13, then it goes the other way, I think with Bronco, it's going to be the opposite. I think there's going to be some rough patches early on.
Yep.
But I think it's not how you start; it's how you finish. I could take this from this game is that they came out to play, and that's what I like to see. Now it's all the execution at the end. They got to execute. And football, it's not really at the end because we get caught on that with football. We get caught. No, it's first quarter. You dropped the pass. You should have made a field goal. So it's those little things, and I think as the season goes, this team will get stronger. And I'm really not going to grade Bronco on the first game. I wouldn't even grade him this year. I think we'll see the real Bronco stamp year 2.
I think that's probably right, man. And I think that's a really mature and patient view. I'm just, to JJ's point, I wonder how many people are going to share that with you.
Well, that's fine, JJ. We know we got a lot of knucklehead football fans here. They're fair weather, so I don't really care about that. They can call and give me their dumb opinions. I don't really care. They don't face
so
me.
We're here
They
for
call-
it, damn it. They don't call you, they call us.
Well, you know what? I'll give them my number, and I'll set them straight. Let's put it that way.
All right, Marty, good to hear you. See you.
All right, guys.
So he's kind of where you are, and I just don't know that many Lobo fans are going to be that patient. You're not going to how are you going to judge Bronco and what he's doing? Is probably going to be next year, right? The next 3 weeks you're going to Arizona, they're ranked. You're going to Auburn, they're ranked. Is Auburn ranked? I don't even know if they might not be ranked.
That's the way they're going to judge it. That's the way the administration is going to judge it.
Right.
Is progress, competitiveness of a program, what kind of players you're bringing in, what is their chemistry, what is their character, what are they doing day in and day out. but also doing this long enough, there's two different conversations. There's the football conversation where you can talk about schematically X's and O's, and then the other conversation that UNM is having as well is how are you selling that? You can't sell, hey, we're going to be good in 3 years, so come buy season tickets this year. Hey, we're going to be good in a few weeks, so come out and support us when we finally get back home.
Yeah, and is any of that soon enough in the world of college football that it is right now? No, you're right. All right, a couple of on the text line. Steve from Michigan saw some of the game on Sunday, thought UNM had won, but also looked super windy towards the end of the game. Also, JJ, how was your birthday? How was your birthday?
It's all right.
All right.
It's 6 hours in the studio covering Lobo football.
Yeah. This one says, maybe that lunatic Manuel is right. Maybe the ground that University Stadium sits on is cursed. Maybe the wind of a change in the fourth quarter was that curse. LMBO. The wind did change. It was
like a twister came through.
Well, it was blowing out of the south, then it was blowing to the north. It stayed with Montana State the whole time. Frank, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Frank.
Hey, guys. That was a tough one, man.
Yep.
I would say not a kick in the teeth or a punch in the gut or a slap in the face, or it was more like hitting your shin on your towing ball. God, man.
That one hurts. Yeah.
I laid in the street I was watching the game at Twin Peaks. That first play when he got the fumble and scored, I'm screaming and yelling, and no one gives a damn at all. There's 85 people in there. No one's even paying attention. It's like, what's going on, man? And then finally the game ends, and they all look at me like, yeah, you're from out of town, aren't you? You know?
Wow.
Ouch. They knew what was going to happen. Wow. And I'm going to point a finger at the coach. I like him. Those players are amazing. I'm going to stick with these guys. Coach, manage the clock. God, man, 5 minutes, you're hiking the ball with 17 seconds left, 20 seconds
there
left.
There was that.
They're on a roll. We lost the momentum, and you're hiking the ball with 20 seconds left? Come on, dude.
Yep. All right, man. Appreciate you. No, that's a good call. Thanks, man. That wasn't on the last possession. It was on the second to last possession. And we were saying, you know, it did feel like they were snapping the ball early. Did you catch that? Second to last? Do you just want to burn more time? And I guess you want to get in your rhythm, I imagine.
Yeah, that's one of the things you can add to the list. It wasn't something that jumped out to me in the moment, but you know, looking back over the game, when you start trying to pinpoint some moments, I can see that being one.
Yeah. All right, keep them coming. 505-246-0610. I got a bunch of emails and texts to read. Text 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com or JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. It is the opening drive on a Monday on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Home Run Derby X.
Dude, he's in Home Run Derby X history. It's in the record books.
He got the MVP. I mean, if he wouldn't have.
What did he get for MVP?
this really cool orange bat.
Yeah, I knew it'd be orange.
Yeah, right. How could it not be?
I don't know why is orange the color of Home Run Derby X?
I couldn't tell you. I got to ask MLB folks about that.
But those orange balls fly out of the yard.
Oh my!
How are the big leaguers to have? Like, was Manny good to deal with?
Dude, Manny was so excited to be there. He was so jovial with all the media. I mean, he was just absolutely fantastic in every sense. He was going on Instagram and Facebook Live when he was interacting with fans. I heard him post event. He can't wait for the next one. He's going to try to get more people involved. I think he absolutely had so much fun here in Albuquerque and participating in the event. So
beautiful. All right, now you're home for a while. Here come the Reno Aces. Taco Tuesday tomorrow.
That's right. We got a whole assortment of tacos. What
does that mean?
We got a pickle taco. We got a taco burger.
Does that sound good?
It's your decision, you know. I mean,
to you, does pickle taco sound?
So I'm not a big pickle guy. I'm just going to go ahead and admit that. So, I might not partake in that one, but the one I will partake in is the Orbit Dog.
What's that?
Or Orbit Taco.
Orbit Taco?
You got a hot dog, you got bacon, you got mac and cheese, and carne adobada.
Just put it in a tortilla and call it a taco.
Exactly. That's pretty much what we're doing. So,
all right. All right. So Taco Tuesday tomorrow night. Then on what's the next day?
Friday.
Wednesday you've got you got a game.
6:35.
Yeah, less like more love. What does that mean?
Yeah, so that's a Snapchat initiative. They're a new partner of MLB, and
Snapchat is.
Snapchat
look
is.
At that, going young. See, look at those young kids involved.
On our home dugout, third base dugout now. On the back we have a Snapchat logos on there, plastered on there. So we'll be doing different Snapchat initiatives throughout the game on that Wednesday.
Beautiful.
So it should be some fun.
Friday, color your own hats.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool. So we have these white hats, right, with the Isotopes logo on front. And throughout the entire hat, we have different baseball and Isotopes themed, drawings right on them.
Yeah.
They're not colored in, so you can come up, get your hat. Then we're going to have these booths along the concourse with different colors, and you can color in your hat however you'd like. It's a super cool hat.
I love this.
Is
it a bucket hat or what is it?
It's traditional
baseball
like trucker hat. Yeah,
trucker hat.
Yeah,
JJ, you know I hear Sid just sitting, just going. What about the damn team? All right, who are they playing? Who's pitching? Why aren't they going to win? All right, you're probably out of contention. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
How far back are you?
I mean, we're only, like 8 or 9 games out.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
There's a chance. We got to go on a run though. We got to go on a nice little run. But I mean, we'll say this: we've got Zach Veen, who's up from AA, hit his first AAA home run last night. Yanquiel Fernandez, 3 straight multi-hit games. He's really surging. He's got 6 doubles in his last 8 games. Carson Palmquist is throwing great to lefty. Seth Halverson, he's just throwing gas out the pen about 900 miles an hour.
Nice.
So we've gotten a lot of more of AA guys coming up right now, and more to come, hopefully. So there's a lot more new faces to see on the field at Isotopes Park.
And then you got a big night on Saturday night.
Yes, our Native American Heritage Night. We're going to have a whole bunch of local Pueblos from across Albuquerque and greater New Mexico come down, do some performances for us on the field and on the concourse. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to have some educational boosts as well for folks to learn more about Native American heritage. And, of course, fireworks on Saturday night.
Of course,
as we almost always do on Saturdays. So it should be a whole lot of fun on Saturday.
And then bark in the park.
Oh, man.
Bring Woofy to the game.
Yeah, we're going to have a pregame parade on the
I guess if
field.
you could bring Woofy to bars and restaurants and on planes now, you might as well bring him to the ball.
Right, you might as well, right? I mean, you got to have at least a couple games for the dogs.
Steel bowls.
Yeah, going to give out 2,000 steel bowls for your dog to enjoy, so you can have some Isotopes flair for your dog. Who doesn't love that? So
I'm looking at the hats. JJ,
what do you think about these hats?
Okay.
I think I'm a huge fan of these hats.
I think honestly. I think your kid loves this hat, JJ. So it's a white hat, and it's not. It doesn't look like it's a mesh trucker hat. It's a red bill white hat. Okay. And so the front panel's the Isotopes, and then the back has got like Isotopes and logos and hats and gloves and it's like a coloring book, dude.
Exactly.
Like literally, the back of the hat's a coloring book, and you can. You want my tickets for Friday? I mean, if you want them, you can have them.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a fantastic giveaway for kids, especially. So. be a great way to occupy them and
Can
let
you
them
help
enjoy
him
the
out
game.
though? I mean, you got a guy that, in case he's not the first 2,500, can you help him with that?
I might know a guy.
I mean, if you got a guy, we'll
see what we can do.
I'm just glad that people show up to Isotopes games with such positive attitude are there, because if a bunch of Sids showed up on Sunday, it'd be dangerous with those dog bulls.
With the dog bulls flying around, are you giving the dog bulls on the way out or on the way in?
On the way in.
Oh boy,
you got some drink when they're sitting out in the berm,
Yeah, I guess that's right. All right, everything's available. abqisotopes.com is the website. Tickets available. There's only 2 more homestands, right?
Yeah, only have 12 games left in the season
I got
at home.
baseball bugs suspended.
Oh, better come on down. Then you get some more tickets.
Well, I was looking at the you got a day game like on the 12th or something.
Yep. So I think it's that Thursday, I believe.
I think Monica put it on my schedule. She's like, "Oh, we're going to the baseball game for lunch that day."
Come on down. I mean, have a few beers or have a few hot dogs, whatever you want.
Yeah. Day drinking, whatever it is you want.
Yeah.
All right. Everything else good out there?
Oh yeah, we're rolling, man. I mean, we're I think 6th in all of minor league baseball in total attendance.
Right?
We haven't been home in 2 weeks, so we should be jumping some of those ledgers over the next week or so.
It's kind of a relief that the Home Run Derby X is over. I know that was a lot on the staff.
I mean, it was a lot for sure, but I had a lot of fun, working with MLB and working with the players. So I'm definitely going to miss part of it, but I'm glad I get a little bit more sleep, I guess, at the same time.
Sleep's not horrible.
No.
All right, man. Enjoy. Thanks for coming by.
Of course, man. Thank you all for having us.
You. It's Albuquerque Isotopes Baseball. And if for some reason you tune in for Isotopes Baseball here on These Sports Animal over the next few weeks and you don't hear the game that you expect to, go down to KTBL. It's 10:50 a.m. And we've got a number of programming conflicts. So like tomorrow there's
94.5 FM.
Is that where it is?
Yep.
It's not 10:50
It's
anymore?
both, but
10:50 a.m.
We live in an FM world now.
All right, 94.5 FM and 10:50 a.m. So there'll be some conflicts, whether it's with Lobo Talk, with some football, whatever it happens to be. So if you don't hear Josh here, then you'll be able to find him down the dial.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll be every Tuesday from here on out, I think, except for when we're in Las Vegas, I believe. Then once the NFL starts on the beginning of September, it'll be Thursdays and Sundays on those KTBL.
All right. abqisotopes.com. Get your tickets. Have fun.
Well, we appreciate the Isotopes too for being flexible.
100%.
Of course, you got to do what you got
100%.
to do. I mean, we thank y'all for allowing to be us on the air.
Been on the air
most
for
of the
20-something years, right? How long have you guys been a franchise?
This is our 22nd season. So.
And they've all been right here on These Sports Animals. So
Oh, yeah, exactly. Y'all have been
it's
great
really
partners, and so it's amazing to be part of the family.
Yeah, no, it's good. All right, man. Enjoy your run down the hall. I know you got to do this everywhere else. It's
Yes,
good to see you
sir.
in the purple Isotopes traditional logo shirt today,
Yeah.
and Antigua brand shirt is it today? Of course. Yeah, he's for us.
Got to rock the Antigua.
All right, man.
Thank y'all.
All right, when we come back, I got so much email from you and text on Lobo Football. Bronco Mendenhall scheduled to be with us at 9 o'clock this morning on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 These Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Like this shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife. And our daughter.
Dude was just trying to lower that. All right, thanks to Forrest for being here. 505-246-0610. We'll get back into some Lobo talk. Bronco Mendenhall's going to be with us coming up at 9 o'clock. Lobos lose 34-31 to open the season of Montana State. How do you feel about it? And I got a lot of response from you all. So let me start getting through some of this as we go through the text line 505-246-0610 and the emails jeff@sportsanimallabq.com. This one is it says. It's from nameless texter. It says, at what point do we stop saying, got to learn to win? Up 31-14, that's a pretty good time to just win. Also, with the momentum at the end of the first half, I did not like how Bronco, with a minute left, did try to move the ball and at least try a field goal going into halftime. By the way, when does basketball season start? Because football doesn't want to win. Fair. This is a debatable point. Do you have to learn how to win or you just win? And how do you learn how to win? You got to win. I agree with you 100%, man. When you're up 31-14, that's a pretty good time to just win. Totally agree with you. But obviously they didn't know how. Obviously they didn't win. Now, does that mean they don't know how to win? I don't know. JJ, this is where you and I kind of, we walk this walk all the time. You're not thinking about learning how to win when you got to catch a pass on third down and it hits you in the hands, right? You drop the ball. Like you drop the ball in practice back in August also, and you'll drop the ball in the first quarter of a game in November. But in those critical situations, it's absolutely amplified. His point is fair. When you're up 31-14, it's a pretty good time to just win.
It is a fantastic time to just win and not be having this conversation. Now, when it comes to in the first half, you're at your own 9-yard line with 45 seconds left. Just get the halftime with a 10-point lead. Like, that's nitpicking at that point.
Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't. That one didn't bother me as much. This one says stop the dive. 90% of their plays were simply a dive. Coaches and players stop the dive. Yeah, I didn't think that Montana State's scheme offensively was anything particularly exotic.
It's felt like an Air Force game without the option line.
In a lot of respects. All right, 505-246-0610. Fred, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Fred.
Hey, guys. Hey, I know we're all disappointed and stuff, but I still look at the positives. Avenger having 14 tackles, The only problem is that, having 14 tackles means that he's a safety. He's the last guy to get the guy to score a touchdown, but still, that's pretty impressive. He made some great tackles in the game, and then Weissaum probably had his best game until he dropped the ball. That's the best game he's played since he's been here, and then Brucker. It's so nice to use a tight end. I've always thought, he's such a stud his first year when he was a freshman, but he had 4 catches for 34 yards. That was a positive. The biggest positive of all that no one's mentioned, well, I think you guys might have mentioned this, but when's the last time that we've had 4 penalties for 30 yards?
No, we didn't get into that. No,
never.
And that's really, really fair. Coming off, JJ, did they end up leading the country in penalties last year? I know they were in the top 3. That's actually a fair observation and actually a really good one, Fred.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I was proud of the guys. I really was.
Right.
It was. What was so neat is at halftime I had a couple of my friends come over from the other side. I'm on the sunny side, and they came over and talked. We were talking about the team, and we held this team that averages 39 points a game to 14 points, and I'm thinking, gosh darn, this is amazing.
Yeah,
and then you can't blame it on the win, but the minute the win came,
that was crazy.
Oh man, it just seemed like we couldn't pass anymore. Like if you looked how many passes he had in the first half compared to the second half, it's hard to. I mean, that was blowing hard.
Yeah, but they had to play in the win too, man. Fred, they had to play in the win too.
No, they did. But I mean, here you're talking about in a game, 90-yard run, 2 drop passes. That decided the whole game.
2 missed field goals.
That's just awful.
And 2 missed field goals. Yep.
Anyway, okay, guys.
All right, see you. All right. This texter is not as impressed. He says, unlike some, were not impressed with the outing. Here are the facts. The offense scored 17 points, which is not enough to win games in this era, including being shut out in the second half. And the defense allowed 500 yards of offense, including over 200 yards rushing. It was actually 362. The receivers had numerous drops and very little yak against an FCS secondary. They scored 2 touchdowns, or the defense scored 2 touchdowns. Can you expect that every week? Probably not. MSU is a great FCS team, yes, but what are they compared to the rest of UNM's schedule? Also, in talking to MSU fans, they were shocked at the small crowd for an opener, and they remarked they play in front of bigger crowds in FCS stadiums. And they took over the stadium with 2,500 people. I don't think they took over the stadium. I will tell you this: I was impressed with their travel. They did have about 2,000 people over on that side, and I met a lot of them in the parking lot. A good road trip for them. I mean, they brought it, but there's a big game for them. A lot, they get an FBS team each year. It's a big game. They travel. What'd you think of what he said? Offense only scored 17 points. The defense gave up, in fact, 567 yards. You scored 2 touchdowns on defense.
Yes, you could read a stat sheet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of it, yes, you can expect the defense to score 2 touchdowns every game, but that changes things, and you have to be able to adjust. That means less offensive possessions. And that's why the plays were so dramatically different. It's because after a defensive touchdown, the ball goes right back to Montana State, and you have to capitalize on that momentum. And the defense wore down in the second half, which was frustrating to see because I thought that was going to be an early strength. I liked the defensive line, and I was so wrong early. Does that mean they are going to be that way the entire season? No, but the next couple weeks, it's not going to get easier.
No.
With Arizona and Auburn. That's why there was so much pressure on this game.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it wasn't just, this is awesome, game 1 Bronco Mendenhall era, let's go. It's the fact that this team won't be back in University Stadium until September 21st, and they're probably coming back 0-3.
Text line, bright side. I got a bright side for you. It says we're 1-0 against the spread. Can we make it 2-0 against the Cats? You're looking for a bright side. David sent me email, jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. Good morning, Jeff. Lobos definitely lost a game that was within grasp. However, I do think 2 defensive touchdowns are skewing the conversation. While it's reasonable to expect 2 takeaways each game, it is unrealistic to expect 2 defensive touchdowns. Without those scores, Montana State probably covers the spread. I did like the Lobo effort and the quarterback's poise, but the defense and inability to throw downfield / dropped passes were not so good. I thought the Lobos would win 2 to 3 games this year, and I still think that's possible. It's from David. It's a fair observation. Look, the offense is going to have to get better. That is right. They're going to have to score more points. Okay? And you can't count on 2 defensive scores each week. So those are fair observations. I thought the team overall looked better than you thought. I mean, we didn't really know what to think, right?
I didn't really have like a baseline of this is what I expected them to be. It's all right, let me see what they are.
Yeah.
And the one thing that disappointed me was the defensive line. Devin Dampier, the trust in him passing, the play calling, especially early in the first half, it shows that they're going to feature him in the passing game. Now, are the dudes around him going to step up enough?
Yeah. Art, stay there. We're going to hit the phones when we get back. 505-246-0610. Bronco Mendenhall scheduled to be with us at 9 o'clock this morning, the Lobo football coach. Right here on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro V. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like and shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hey, look, it's Dwight Goodman. Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep.
4:31 at home to Montana State. Next up, Arizona in Tucson. It'll be the opener for the Wildcats under their new head coach, Brent Brennan. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, 505-246-0610. Art, thanks for holding. You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff. How are you,
All
buddy?
right. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah.
I just had two observations. Well, I have a couple, but the two that I saw, as far as them running, it seemed like they didn't run too much to the right, Montana State. That's the right side seemed to have a little bit more knowledge of how to play their gaps. But when they needed a big play, they definitely ran left and there was nobody home, so to speak.
Yeah, to the Lobos' right side. Yeah.
And I was just wondering, I know that there's supposedly that kid from USC was supposed to be somewhat of a nose tackle, kind of gang up, kind of help that part of the game. But I really hope the defense coordinator really looks at that and gets the right people where they're at in the secondary, lost their assignments. That's nothing new, but they really didn't touch up on that. But one thing I did from Mendenhall's press conference after the game, he mentioned something about 11 best players.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I was very shocked to see how many that weren't dressed, that were on the sideline, just not dressed for the game. But if you can have 11 best, you better have 11 best on every part of that facets of the game. That includes defense. If you got a guy that's not doing his gap responsibility, and you got a guy that's pushing him in practice, that's doing better, figure it out before it gets too late. Then I'll listen. Thank you, brother.
All right. See you. Interesting. No, he said it, putting the best 11 out there, and well, I mean that's how it's going to be. Grady, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Grady.
A-plus rated fantasy host lineup of the OD and the AM. What's happening?
Lots. What's going on, man?
Well, first off, new college dad. You doing all right?
No, but I mean I'll get there.
That's to be expected.
You want me to lie to you or what?
You will. To echo a few sentiments that I've heard this morning, like Vegas, the Lobos did better than expected, or excuse me, like what Vegas expected. I actually wasn't really disappointed at all, outside of obviously losing. Here's the thing that stood out to me. They weren't gimmicky. You could tell that they were well coached, because I remember when Bob Davie obviously came in, they had the option, oh my gosh, that's a gimmick and this and that. And listen, Bronco Mendenhall appeared to have these young men ready to play. They were in position to make plays throughout the game and just didn't. That actually, to me, the quarterback play, everything I thought was, wow, that was a little bit better than what I expected. And I'm not one of those Lobo fans that, well, that was just an FBS school. Listen, I know where our feet are, and progress and or a win against whomever is good. And I didn't think they looked that bad. And the drive and the caller before me mentioned it. It's from a defensive back standpoint, a blown coverage. I mean, those are mental mistakes, which wouldn't necessarily be all that unheard of in week 0. Like I said, they looked pretty good. The scheme looked pretty good, and they were in position to make plays. So, from a brand new coach coming in, that's further along than what I expected. And you figure, year 2, year 3, when you get just a few more athletes on either side of the ball, and or they are more comfortable with the system, I think that there's going to be some positive vibes moving forward.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's right. And what you're saying in a long way is players make plays, right? You're in position to make plays, and you got to make them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the coaches did their job and put these young men in positions to make plays, and they just didn't. And I think that and I don't want to use the word exposes. I think that shows where maybe there still is a bit of a talent gap, or it could just be it was just nerves. Just nerves, opening nerves, and let's hope they shake that thing You know?
Yeah, but you played really well for 3 quarters, right? And the offense was good. I wouldn't say spectacular. They were good. Defense played pretty well for 3 quarters. So do you just get nerves in the fourth quarter when you're up by 17 points? I don't know, and I'm not sure I have the answer. In fact, I'm quite certain I don't.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just, who knows? But I took the overall experience as a positive, and I was, quite frankly, really impressed with the job that Bronco and his staff did as far as putting them in position, and let's see what happens.
Right on, man. All right.
Appreciate the time.
JJ, I don't know how to explain it. I'm interested to hear what Bronco says after looking at the tape. I don't know. Is it nerves? Is it whatever it is, or is it just you dropped a pass? Is it you just missed a field goal? We missed an assignment. I mean, it can be that simple. And if that happens in the first quarter, you drop that pass, and there were those. It's not as amplified as it is in a critical situation.
These things add up. And I know it's one of the, Marty earlier was talking about in the game of football, it's so much more than just those ones at the end, but the ones at the end also could have sealed the game. You have 2 third-down drops.
Agreed. All right, we're expected to talk to Bronco Mendenhall next, Lobo football coach, to join us on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, paint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife, and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor.
Montana State come back and score 17 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. The Bobcats put up 362 yards rushing, 567 yards of total offense, while New Mexico had a nice day out of Devin Dampier, their quarterback, 18 of 26 for 172 yards and a touchdown, and he ran the ball for 35 yards and another touchdown, and which was a tremendous call, a tremendous play. The comments from you today have been interesting. The conversation's been interesting. I walked out of this feeling, okay, this was disappointing the way you lose, but I walked out disappointing with optimism. I watched a football team that looked like they were ready to play, that looked well coached, and I'm a firm believer in players make plays. And at the end of the game, players did not make enough plays to win. I've always thought coaches get too much blame, too much credit. Players make plays or don't. And it was 2 missed field goals, 2 drop passes on third down conversions, and then a 93-yard touchdown run by Montana State. That was the difference when Adam Jones busted through and ran down the field and scored on a 93-yard score. That, to me, that was the difference in the game. Obviously, you convert on a third down, you kick a field goal. There's a lot of different things that would have made a difference. Make some stops on that last drive. But was it all about the last drive? I mean, you can go back to the first quarter. I can give you a second down play on the second drive where they settled for the field goal. And it was a quick out, and Devin Dampier put the ball right on Nick Trujillo, and he dropped the ball. I'm not looking to call players out. That was a drop, but it doesn't matter as much in the first quarter, right? You don't recall it as much as opposed to when it happens in quote, end quote, crunch time. So as we go through this and you look at Lobo football and headed to Arizona this week, I asked you the question as we go through the day, do you feel better or do you feel worse? And I understand if you don't feel much better, because you say, well, they gave up 567 yards to a, while good FCS team, an FCS team that isn't as big up front. That is what you're going to see with Arizona this week, as what you're going to see at Auburn the following week, right? And so how do you feel about that? Do you feel better? Do you feel worse about it? Do you feel better about your offense? I think you feel maybe better about an offensive line that was playing without its starting center, that was able to make sure your quarterback didn't get sacked, that allowed your team to run for 152 yards, throw for 172. I think you feel okay about your offensive line. I think you should feel really good about your quarterback. I think Devin Dampier is a good quarterback. You feel good about the running game? You saw a lot of Eli Sanders. I think there's flashes there, the Iowa State transfer. Do you feel like you've got a playmaker? Is Luke Wysong your guy who's going to go down and make plays down the field? So there's a lot coming out of what you saw with Montana State and New Mexico coming out of the weekend. Now you're going to Arizona, a team that was really good last year, that has a completely new look, that is going to be at home for their home opener, and waiting for a New Mexico team that comes in at 0-1. So as they go into it, how do you feel about it? 34-31 was the final. Lobo head coach Bronco Mendenhall joins us this morning here on The Sports Animal. Bronco, good morning. How you doing?
Hi, Jeff.
As you look at it, you probably know a lot more now than you did a couple, right after the game. And you look at the tape. JJ and I talk about this a lot. Is there a lot of validity in learning how to win a football game?
Oh, sure. There's expectations that come through consistent success, and wondering and uncertainty goes away when you have leads, when you've done it consistently, when you just know that's what's going to happen. And sometimes uncertainty for programs that haven't had success overrides, regardless of the scenario, routine plays, regardless of the situation of the game, now seem more significant, or they seem higher in magnitude, even though it's a routine play, right? The context causes like slippage in performance because of kind of the mental uncertainty. And so, yes, cultures can absolutely, as you're transforming them, and the ones that I have so far, there's some of the biggest battles aren't the physical challenges or the schematic challenges. They're the psychological challenges, as just winning and then learning to repeat to win and moving that direction.
Yeah, we're firm believers in players make plays, right? Coaches, I've always thought coaches get way too much blame and way too much credit. Players got to make plays. And you were in position. You missed 2 field goals. You dropped 2 passes, right? Gave up a 93-yard touchdown pass. And you're right there in position. And so when you look back at the tape now, what did you learn after that? And more so the players who are in position to make plays, what do you think they take out of this?
Sure. So first of all, just the plays you mentioned, fascinating study, and this was early in my coaching career. The average, and this is an NFL study, but I've applied it to college programs, college models. The average game is determined by 3 to 5 plays on average. Mm-hmm. And so if you just name the plays you just named, right, that's 5 plays. You could whittle that down to 3, 2, 4, any number of that. But so you play an entire game, and really there's 3 to 5 plays that end up turning or tipping or determining outcome, which was the same in this case. And so then you look within those contexts and those of who was the player, what situation was he in, how well prepared was he, and what contributing factors. And so without making more of it than that, routine plays, simple plays to make, easy when you see them on film. And for whatever reason, sometimes the context becomes just a little bit too big. Seems like now it's not a routine play, and self-imposed pressure or just uncertainty creeps in. And that's normal when you're transforming a football program, and it's normal for any person that's moving to a new level of anything. In the world of sport, it just plays out for everyone to see. And that's, I think, I don't know what we're talking about.
He's global football coach Bronco Mendenhall with us on The Sports Animal this morning.
Now, Coach, what do you look for when you see a player learn those lessons? What will show you that they're growing and learning? Is it the next situation in the following game, or is it something throughout the week in practice?
Oh, no, it's usually an immediate reaction. I mean, and they know they want to win so bad, and that manifests immediately, and they look immediately for feedback and for coaching and for guidance and for help. And that starts the process at a really fast rate and a really confident rate that it will happen. And so that's the easy tell for anyone that, maybe makes a mistake in a critical moment or had a chance to impact the game and didn't. Man, it's usually how fast they come seeking coaching, direction, feedback, and help to start the cycle of improvement.
You had to shuffle some things along the offensive line, but in terms of Devin Dampier, his efficiency, didn't turn the football over, offensive operation, how did you feel about that unit?
Devin's a really good football player, and he's efficient, he's mobile, he's a very good decision maker, and there's amazing capability with our offense. Now, we didn't yield enough big plays or points down the stretch, as it was supplemented. The 31 points was supplemented, as we all know, by the 2 defensive touchdowns. But capability, personnel, scheme, and design are there. again, this is now, and my message to the team really today was this is not a capacity issue. This is a consistency issue. And then within the context of games, right, and what we're asked to do, and it might be run the ball on 2 downs and complete a pass on 3rd and medium in terms of game management, right, adapting and adjusting and then consistently performing and matching the scenarios given, right, that's where the program kind of continues to move forward. So, again, capacity versus consistency.
Yeah. Bronco, with your defense, you get the 2 defensive touchdowns, which was a big plus. You gave up 567 yards of offense. When you walk away, and this is a layman, right? I didn't look at the video and I didn't break it down. The concern sitting where a lot of people were was, okay, your defensive line giving up 362 yards rushing. What did you see on tape, and is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, certainly it's fair. So the 2 defensive touchdowns really helped. The 4 fourth down stops, man, were critical. So there were enough disruptive plays throughout the game to then have control of the game for a lot of the game. So the disruptive plays really mattered. But we're very inconsistent right now in terms of assignment, gap integrity, beating a block and making a tackle, and doing that as an entire front 7 unit, including support unit, meaning when a secondary player is involved as well. So our inconsistency of each player owning their gap in a coordinated effort, play in and play out, was apparent from play 1 all the way through, I think, play 82. And so we have lots of work to do in our run front. Montana State runs the ball very well. They were physical, and I thought played more physical than us in our front 7 with a very good scheme. Having said all that, none of that is the primary cause. So our lack of assignment / coordinated effort in the run front and supporting unit, there was just so much inconsistency, again, from the beginning all the way to the end, which led to the rush yards, including the long run, which is that changed the game also for sure.
Is that a week 1 thing? Because coaches always talk about opening day jitters and inconsistencies, or is that a deeper problem?
No, I think it's a deeper problem, and things that we've been working on, quite frankly, ever since spring practice. And so we're I'm not going to say it was a huge surprise to anyone. However, right, it manifests in a different way when everyone's watching, and so it's a continual effort that we're drilling down on, exposed at a heightened level, right, because it was game day. But we've been working on it for a while.
Big picture, and I know you and I talked about this probably 3 weeks ago when I said I have no idea what to expect. People said, did they look better than you expected? And I'm like, well, I hadn't seen them. For you, do you feel better or worse about your football team after watching them, irregardless of the score, the way they played?
I'm encouraged. This team is hopeful. They're optimistic. They're hardworking. They're resilient, and they're capable. And so with each test that we have, right, then forming and continuing to add pieces to a complementary plan, offense, defense, specialists, or special teams, to work together to deliver the right outcome. And we were within a minute or so of that game in game 1, pulling it off against, I think, a very good team. But yeah, I'm certainly more optimistic, but I'm also realistic. I knew when I took the job where the program is, where it's been, and the lack of success it's had for a long time. And so in week 1, I'm encouraged, I would say, with the capability. Again, lots and lots and lots of work to do with the execution and consistency. And man, I got to pull that off as fast as possible for us all.
Coach, we always discuss how much coaches learn after game 1. Just from a player's standpoint, a student athlete finally being out there in a specific scheme with that pressure on them. How much do you just learn about a player, when they get out of practice mode and get into game mode?
Some teams more than others, and some players more than others. Very few surprises with us so far this year. And with the volume of football we played in practice and the amount of work we put in, I think that was a benefit, that we weren't really surprised by a player's performance or startled by something that was significantly different. A little bit more so with players with less experience or first-year players, but we had expected that because they're first-year players. So, yeah, a couple backups, those were probably some of the biggest learnings in not nearly ready or closer to ready than what we thought. And how does that determine outcome, too? If you have a player go down and you have a relatively thin roster at the point of attack, either offensively or defensively, a backup that isn't as ready as you thought can really impact the game as well.
All right, next up, you're going to play the 21st ranked team in the country. It's their home opener. Noah Fifita is a terrific quarterback. Granted, it's a debut for a new coach. How do you prepare? Do you prepare for what Brent Brennan maybe did at San Jose State with what their coaching staff did? Because you've got a test in front of you, both physically and schematically.
Yeah, and that's college football, right? And it is our schedule, and it is how it's going to work. So back to your preparation question, it's always somewhat of a guessing game. You try to get as much intelligence as possible. And so super personnel, as you already mentioned, and there'll be excellent schemes. The coaches coming from San Jose, as well as some other coaches as well. And so how much of that will be San Jose versus, if any, their offensive coordinator, for instance, Dino Babers, coming from Syracuse, and what blend might there be, if any, right? And so those are all things you do the best you can to predict and prepare for, knowing that you can't prepare for it all. And so, there's intuition, there's intelligence you gather, and then you do the best you can.
Always appreciate the conversation. Best of luck this week. Safe travels out to Tucson. We'll catch up with you next week, but always appreciate the time. Thank you, Bronco.
Thanks. All right, take care.
Be well. Bronco Mendenhall, the head football coach at the University of New Mexico. That conversation was sponsored by the law offices of Rudy Chavez. Personal care and the attention you deserve for your legal issues. Call Rudy at 242-5500. A lot in there, JJ, and really insightful stuff, and I appreciate that. Everything from learning how to win to the observations on the defensive line. I want to get into what Bronco said. When we come back, we can hear from you at 505-246-0610. Opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Telling you.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burkia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay.
Thank you.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Appreciate Bronco Mendenhall's time. You can react to what you heard, 505-246-0610. I'm looking at the text line. See, this says, sorry, but choking in capital letters to an FCS team is not encouraging at all. Is that a choke? Did they choke?
Yes, there's an element of that. Because for a comeback to happen, you have to have mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a double-digit lead with opportunities to put the game away. And the Lobos made the mistakes Montana State did not.
Yeah, I don't know if I think that was a choke. But it was a breakdown. It was a what's the word we use? For every comeback there's a collapse. There's a collapse. Yeah. I mean, I could work on collapse. When you're up 17-0 at home, you got the ball, you don't make plays, it's a collapse. I thought when he talked about learning how to win, I thought was really interesting. And he talked about the moment. So, earlier in the show today, we were talking about, are you thinking about it in the moment, right? Is a drop in that situation any different than a drop in the first quarter? And what I heard was absolutely. Didn't you? Isn't that what you heard there? That the moment gets to a point, you're changing culture, you're learning how to win. And that's what I heard there.
Yes.
Here's the other thing that this is where I'm a little concerned. Okay? I asked him about the defensive line. And he talked about gaps and assignments, and I said, is that an opening day thing? Is that you hear about jitters, and I said, is that a bigger issue? And he said, no, it's certainly a bigger issue. And that's where, when I look at the spread, it's 30.5 points that they're dogs at Arizona this weekend. And I think, gosh, that's a lot of points. My temptation is to go with New Mexico. How are they going to stop somebody from running the ball? And that's became, in the last 10 minutes to me, a more real concern than it even was before that. And I know that's one of your big concerns.
Yeah, that was of trying to figure out what this team was going to be without a lot of eyes on stuff. We had the opportunity from the previous coaching staff to see a lot more. And Bronco Mendenhall, he runs this program much like everyone else does.
Yeah.
They lock it down, which is fine. So we were left kind of playing the guessing game. And I guess wrong on the defensive line. I thought this was going to be a stronger piece to the puzzle based on who they're returning and who they have in that rotation. And they got some work to do.
Yeah. All right. 505-246-0610. Garcia's in. He said TV ratings. Jeff, the worst part is this Lobo collapse wasn't buried among 50 other games Saturday afternoon. All eyes were on FS1. As the announcer said, this was the world watching Lobo football desperately trying to hang on to the finish line to launch Broncos era. Yeah. I mean, yeah, a lot of people watch this. Yeah, this was a great opportunity. And I don't think they embarrassed themselves. I just got a text from Ralph, said the Lobos lost to an FCS team. I said, well, that's a good FCS team.
People don't understand that.
I understand.
You can't tell people that's a good FCS team. And then especially when everything else that's on social media is Lobos blow a fourth quarter lead. It's the third largest comeback for an FCS team to win in the last 9 years over an FCS
I didn't
team.
even see that. Yeah. Would have been better if they got beat all day. I mean, I don't know. Ken, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Ken.
Hello. Yeah, I've watched Lobo football. I'm 54 years old my entire life, and I think what it is it's just consistently missed opportunities, and it's not so much just play to play, but just the overall picture of this game. What a missed opportunity to win this game, look good doing it, and then kind of build a little momentum. It's hard to look back at Lobo football and pick out a game that we were there to win and we won it and we gained some momentum. It's very difficult to think of that game, where maybe we weren't supposed to win and we win it. It's just missed opportunities to build some excitement, build something for the fans to kind of get excited about, because how many times have we been disappointed? And it's just time again and again and again. And I understand it's the first game. I understand it's a new coach. I understand it's 42 new players. I get all that.
But you've been there. But you've seen it for 54 years, and it felt the same.
Yeah, it's the same feeling of being disappointed. How many times do you keep going to something that keeps disappointing you? And they have the ability to win that game. It's not like they weren't winning that game.
Understood.
But it's like all of a sudden at the end of the fourth quarter, you go, same old Lobos. And you're not breaking it down, like the coach broke it down, which is the way a coach should. And they got decimated in the running game. Well, what in the world are we going to do against Air Force? And this is not a high level team at all in Division I, like we're going to run into an Air Force running game.
Sure.
And everything we need to do to lose, we do. And that it starts to become a movie. Groundhog Day, we've seen it time and time and time again, and it gains some momentum. Be a little different. At least win this game, go into Fresno State 1-2, and have that win. But that just didn't happen, and now we're going to be 0-4 more than likely when Fresno State comes in and beats us. Which that's the mindset, and it's not good. I know it's not good to be a Lobo fan and think that way, but we have a lot of experience in this.
No, I understand. Ken, I appreciate the call. And I understand why Lobo fan feels that way. And that's what I was hearing walking down the stairs on the way out. Was Lobo fan was like, gosh, it feels like they all did. And understand it because you can't have the perspective that the coach has. And you and I are sitting here and saying, all right, it's one game of a new era. But it's hard, man, and I understand where that fan's coming from because I know he's not alone. And I could sit here and tell you all I want, and you could try to convince yourself, yeah, it's the first game and it's going to be different, and it's a process. And you're like, dude, I've been going through this process for 54 years. What I
trust the process my entire life.
Well, that's what he just said, right? I've been going through this for 54 years. I've been going through the same damn process, and it felt the same as it always felt. I get that, and patience for fan base that has been battered like they've been for the last, however many years.
In sports is not a thing that exists,
right? And it's even harder for a fan base that's been beaten up like this.
And it is also one where, this forum, we have two different conversations. We have the direct conversation with the coach about schematically X's and O's, the stuff that they have to believe in on a daily basis to get back and to improve as a team. And then there's also the conversations with Ken. And this is why I was so nervous about this game, so worried about this game, because we've been there, done that. This was not a game that you were going to get away with just showing progress but losing to an FCS opponent.
Yeah, I agree.
Based on this schedule, the fact that you don't get back to University Stadium until September 21st. And Ken just said that. And there's Lobo fans that want to buy in.
They do.
But it's going to be hard to then try to reignite that come September if they're 0-3 going into that game.
Keep them coming. 505-246-0610. I still got a lot of emails to read. Your boy Jason's in. And you knew he'd be in today. So I'll get all those to you. 505-246-0610. Hey, if you've been the victim of a home or business break-in, you get it. You know all too well it takes hours or maybe even days for police to show up. They just don't have enough officers to cover the calls that they get for service. But when it's you, your home, your business, you need a much quicker response. How does 7 minutes or less sound? That's typically the response time of customers of International Protective Service. IPS has officers strategically placed around Albuquerque, now in Santa Fe. They react quickly. Many times they catch criminals in the act, detain them. The police come and pick the bad guys up. IPS also provides standing guards if you need eyes on your property around the clock. They'll install alarms and cameras and have state-of-the-art facilities to monitor those cameras 24/7. It raises the level of security around your home or business. So who's watching your home when you're not there? Don't let it be the bad guys. A quick response to your alarm or standing guards at your business, it's what IPS does. You'll sleep better at night. You can't prevent it all. But if you've got no protection, you're more likely to be victimized. Get protection. Call IPS, have them go to work for you, 505-242. Let me give you that again, 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com, passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back.
Boy, it's amazing, man. Football season. Good to know the lights work on all the phone lines, too. It's kind of crazy, though, huh? 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. 505-246-0610. Sean, thanks for holding. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Sean?
Hey, guys. It's been a while since I've called, so hope everybody's doing great.
Oh, good to hear you.
I think you know where I stand, so if you thought that I was going to call in to pile on the Lobos or kick them when they're down, you're absolutely 100% right. How embarrassing. Why would you, if you're going to schedule an FCS school, you know you don't schedule the top one. You don't go after North Dakota State. You don't go after a Montana State. But don't worry.
Get Maine.
I created a list of bad news and good news. Do you want the good news first or the bad news?
Bad. Bad news first.
Okay. You paid an FCS school to lose.
Yep.
It was on national television.
Okay.
You've done less with more as a football program since 1892. But the good news, you covered the spread.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody feels so much better after a loss when your team at least covers the spread, right? Like nothing is heartbreaking when your team at least covers the spread, let me tell you.
If you have a bet, yeah.
And then finally, no one was in person to watch it happen, so you could just say it didn't happen. Thanks, guys. See you.
All right, you and I were there. I know it happened. You were, yeah. Oh, yeah, you were here.
6 hours in the KKOB studio. Felt like
it.
election night.
Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal.
That was an entertaining call, actually.
Yeah.
Normally, first and foremost, JJ, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Every year around the sun, 365.25 days, you have to count for leap year, is a blessing. So I hope you and your family had a great one. Normally, I'd call and have some sarcastic quips, but I'm actually encouraged. I think this coach is going to do some amazing things over the next 3 or 4 years and build this program to a place where we can be proud of it. So there is a component to learning to win. The game before this one, I was watching the Florida State and Georgia Tech game, and Georgia Tech was an upstart, and they were heavy underdogs. Everybody picked against them, and they're going down to kick the winning field goal, and everything's going their way, and they fumble the damn snap and lose 15 yards on second down. Yeah. So then it's third and forever, and they calmly gathered themselves, ran a play, picked up about 14 yards. Guy kicks a 44-yarder, game over.
Winner.
And that's how you step up in the biggest moments. New Mexico State last year, and this isn't to anger Lobo fans, right? It's just a comparison. That win at Auburn is the biggest win for either one of these programs in probably the last 70 years. And they stepped up in the biggest moment, and they delivered. And I think the Lobos can draw from this and grow and learn. And I think there's big things coming, bigger and better things coming. I was disappointed with the crowd. I think the tickets are priced right. It's a good atmosphere. The team was prepared. But Vegas never misses, guys. It was a huge spread, and if it wasn't for some goofy things that occurred in the game, the other team would have covered. probably fairly soundly, but it was an entertaining game. So those are my thoughts. Have a delightful day.
All right, see you. I got this on where am I? Whatever I'm on here. Somebody said, was it a choke? Grady says it's a choke when you're 14-point home dogs. It's a question. Is it a choke when you're a 14-point home dog and you lose in the last second of the game? Disappointing for sure. Collapse is fair, but in no way a choke, in my opinion. Howard said, new coach, new era. I don't believe in negativity. Missed opportunity, yes, but there will be others. I truly believe they could put together several wins this year and put a positive spin on the program going into next year. I'm not going to call it a choke. I mean, I'll listen to the word collapse when you're up like that, right? I mean, it was just a bummer move rolling out of there. It was just like the whole air was sucked out of the building. This is from Jason. It says October 31st, 2020. Good morning, OD. As a member of the Cherry is just darker shade of pink club, the game could not have gone any better. Yes, a predicted 2-touchdown victory by the Bobcats, but watching the Lobos come from ahead to lose with 10 seconds left and to watch Montana State make big play after big play, including a TD off a broken play, a 93-yard run, a methodical drive to rip the heart out of the 8,000 home fans in attendance. The amount of MSU fans in the game made it feel like a bowl game. Something Aggie fans are used to experiencing as NMSU participates in bowl games. I harken back to October 31st, 2020, after Lobo lost 38-21 to San Jose State. On that day in San Jose, I recall hearing the same conversation from fans. The team looks better. They just need to learn how to win. They're building something. The coaching staff has these guys ready. We'll be in a bowl game soon. Give them time. In fact, I almost believe that Usual Suspects have a script they read from every 4 or so years when a new coach is hired. I know this because I read from the same script after every Aggie coach was hired, after the previous one was fired. By the way, those comments go under the same category as, we had a great offseason. We'll be tough. Our guys are stronger and faster. Here's the reality. With the portal, NIL coaching salaries, the days of building programs are done. Every year is its own entity. You play for that year. I honestly saw an FBS team with very few FBS players on their roster. Say what you want about the scoreboard, shows a loss to an FCS program. It's a zero-sum game. I see Mendenhall evaluating every position on the field and trying to upgrade in the offseason, but they will lose some players as well. So could it be a finger in the dike situation? Anyway, counting the hours to the beginning of the Tony Sanchez experience, I'd be remiss if I did not wish our own J.J. Buck a happy belated born-on day. Congrats and prayers to you, Mr. Symbiota, on being a college dad. Crimsonly, Jason. All right, so he got his in. Les says, weren't gimmicky. WTH, Grady. Jeff Dampier scored on a schoolyard gimmick play where the quarterback hides the ball. Was that a gimmick? I don't think that was a gimmick play. The Dampier touchdown? That was just a great call. It was a naked boot. Sold well. It wasn't a gimmick. I mean, now, if you want to say something odd happened, yeah, you scored 2 defensive touchdowns. That's odd. Not gimmicky, and you can't count on it every week. All right, we'll wrap it up. I'm going to get as many of these as I can. When we come back, and you can get in at 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive. Jeff JJ on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Zone.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence
we would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Murcia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Man On with Van and Fred. Weekdays from 4 till 7 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Well, there was some good news in Lobo Land. Women's soccer beat Oregon 3-1 yesterday. JJ Buck had the call. How was that?
It was good. 2-0 to start a 5-game homestand, bouncing back after losing to New Mexico State to start the season. A lot of confidence built over the weekend.
Bourne says, I'm not going to go crazy after Heather Dyke and soccer beat Oregon, Jeff, when the Ducks were 0-16-3 last year. With all that Nike money, how can that team be so bad? Are they bad? I mean, 0-16-3 is bad.
That's bad.
Yeah.
So you should take a step forward and beat a team like that, which they did.
There you go. You beat a Big 12 team. How about that?
Big 10 team.
I mean, a Big 10 team, because that's numbers are really just arbitrary words that you throw out when you're talking about college football. Big 10, Big 12. I mean, 16, 18 teams in the damn league. Who the hell cares? They're kind of big. Harry, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Harry?
I just want to say, Jeffrey, I really enjoyed the game. I saw a different product out there, different coaching system. And, even though we lost and it was disheartening and stuff, it was great to see something different out there. I mean, I saw the players. Sure, we made a few mistakes here and there, but we were so close to winning that game. I mean, I think I'd like to see a lot of the fans kind of get after, support the coach the way we do Coach Pitino, and quit all the negativity, because it seems like it's just a yearly thing. Everybody just jumps on the thing, and I don't know. I think our glass is half full, not half empty.
Appreciate it. No, that's good. Thanks, Harry. I think it's going to get better. I just think it's going to take a minute. And I think it's going to take a minute, A, because where you're starting from with 60 new players, and B, what your schedule looks like. JJ, I mean, you're going to play the 21st team in the country in Arizona, then you're going to Auburn, and then you got one of the 3 best teams in your league coming in next. It's going to take a minute. I think the next 3 weeks or next 3 games, JJ, are really a lot of how do they look, huh? It's not even final score related necessarily. It's how do they look?
How competitive can this team be in those games? At Arizona, then you get a bye week, and then you get Auburn. And what can you try to sell from those games? Because coaching-wise, schematically, yeah, there's going to be things that are going to be built on. Players are going to get better. Players are going to be challenged in certain situations. But what are you going to be able to sell to your fans after these 2 games?
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Let me go through some of these. Maurice says, I thank you for taking Eduardo off our hands. I think Houston fans are nervous after watching the team Eduardo built on Saturday. No, I don't. Deutsch says, did the Montana State injuries hurt the Lobos? Jeff, Bobcats came in so depleted on special teams, so when they got the rock with a minute 58, it felt like a sense of urgency to beat UNM right then. Montana State had a kicker. I think they'd have played for a field goal and sent the game in extra innings. I don't. They were playing to win the game right there. Gopher says, I saw Montana State fans at an establishment dancing on the ceiling Saturday night after beating Lobo football, and Gopher started dancing right with them. Okay. Orlando, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Orlando.
Morning, Jeff. It's been a minute since I was a big fan when you were on Channel 7. But anyway,
thank you.
I actually got to watch the game down in Portales, visiting my son who works at the university. And, oh, what a disappointment.
Nice.
But, I mean, the football gods were just not with the Lobos, man. Anything that could go wrong went wrong. You've already touched on all the key plays, the 93-yard run, the 2 missed passes, the drop passes. Football gods were not just there, just unbelievable that they let them score with 10 seconds left in the game. Several other opportunities, the 2 missed field goals, on and on. But as a longtime Lobo fan, I guess we're used to disappointment and doesn't look good for the next 2 weeks. But anyway, I had to vent to you guys. No. Have a great day, and a disappointed Lobo fan, but hey, I'm still rooting for them.
Appreciate you, man. And that's where I think a lot of fans, I don't know if I think the majority, Lobo fan wants it so bad, dude. But they're like, I've been here before. And I know it's different, and I know it's different, but it felt the same, right?
Yes, it did.
And that's where so many fans are. And look, it's just tough, man. You've just been beaten for so long. You want to see just beating an FCS team, and a good one, would have been a big deal. Lynn says, OD let Lobo football team down, Jeff. For years, I've heard the OD callers cry about playing the game on Labor Day weekend. They were going to Lake, etc. Well, the 17,000 announced moving the game didn't matter. They didn't show up. P.S. There used to be games with a lot more people where you could still park and get into University Stadium in 10 minutes. With a tiny crowd, it shouldn't take until the second quarter to get everyone in the gates. Lobo Athletics has to get this thing figured out. They have to. That's the first concern about that I heard. I had not heard any others. I did, see a bubbling up at those gates about 10 minutes to 2. That's when people started trying to get in, and I don't know what happened. Honestly, it's the first I've heard about it. The gate that I went in, the west side gate, there was no problem. We had no problem at all getting in there. I mean, they had 2 lanes open, and you walked right in. It was easy. So that was the first I've heard of that. Rod says, out of sight, out of mind, Jefferson with 2 potentially ugly losses, an awkward bye week, and hype Lobo basketball around the corner. What is going to get people to University Stadium when Lobo football returns a month from now? The season kind of feels over. Really? But I know that's, JJ, what you were saying, right?
Yes, from a marketing ticket standpoint, that's how it feels right now.
Yeah. Jack didn't go to the game. Want to go to the game. Bad, Jeffy, but my gym finally reopened Saturday after a 6-weekend summer vacation closure, and I'm taking the fitness program that starts at noon and goes for 75 minutes, so there was no way to leave the gym at 1:20. Get home and refuel, get some grub, shower, change, make it back to the stadium. It was an awkward time. I really needed 4 o'clock but I might have been able to get there rushed by 3. So, Jack, I can't believe they didn't consult with
I love
you.
that email, Jack.
Yeah.
You've checked every box.
Yeah, every one of them. And this weekend is the other extreme. I'll need to take a nap after I get home from the gym because the scheduled start is 8:30. But you know these late games always slide to almost 9. Won't finish till Sunday a.m. I mean, where's Lobo football not checking with Jack and making sure his schedule's okay? He did hit a ball, didn't he? 2 Saturday, too early, awkward time. By the way, people have been asking, why was it at 2? They always play these games at 6 because TV. Right? TV dictated that one. HB wants to know, what are we doing, Jeffy? Why are we allowing gambling on these games? I'm afraid one day there's going to be an incident, and then it'll be too late. There were people walking out of Branch Field pissed, not just because Lobo football choked, but they lost dollars because they had money line and were already making plans to head to the pay window after the game when Lobo football was up 31-14 with 12 minutes left. I was scared one of them was going to snap. Gamble responsibly, boys and girls. I sometimes I'm in awe sometimes. Text line: Malott couldn't throw the ball, yet the Lobo DBs were giving a cushion to the Bobcats wide receivers and letting them throw those 10-15 yard hitch routes. Play press man to man, play football, bring safety in on the help. Tired of losing like this. Got it. Thanks to Bronco Mendenhall. He was with us today. If you missed it, you can find it on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Go enjoy it. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is here at 4 o'clock. We're back tomorrow morning with award-winning radio. We'll start at 7 a.m. Adrian looks good, always does. Appreciate you. JJ, your fingers hurt? Welcome back to football season, huh?
Football is football.
Football is football. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. We're back at 7 in the morning. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you later.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.